It seems like almost every day when you're driving on the road or on the freeway, you see a rear end accident. Rear end accidents are the most common accidents in the United States by far. And many people that are involved in those types of accidents are injured. Hello, I'm Eli Castranova. I represent people who are injured in rear end accidents in Los Angeles, California. Over 2 million people every year are involved in rear end accidents. And just very simply, rear end accidents are accidents in which one car slams into the rear of another car. And these types of accidents have great potential for injury. That's mainly because when one car hits another car from the rear, there's very little warning often because the person doesn't put their brakes on, they don't honk their horn, there is no squealing of tires. And so it's an unexpected impact. There's no way for the person in the front car to protect themselves. The forces that are involved in these types of impacts may be minor and they may be great, but that really doesn't matter. That's not the chief determinative of injury. The factors do not necessarily rely on the amount of property damage to the vehicle in front. What they rely on chiefly is the kinds of forces that are applied to the person. Very often when a person's driving on the freeway or on a street, they may be stopping and going. They may be turning their head one way or the other. They may be a man or a woman. They may be very slight in size, or they may be large in size. All of these are important factors. Women, studies have found, are more susceptible to injury in rear end accidents. Also, women who are slight in build or in weight are more susceptible to injuries in a rear end type of accident. So when somebody comes into my office and they tell me they've been involved in a rear end accident and they've been injured, I ask them many questions that deal with mechanics of the accident. For example, did they know that an accident was going to happen? Did they hear anything that would have alerted them? Was their head turned one way or the other? I find out their body weight and their height. All of these things have to go into determining whether or not an accident is severe enough to that particular individual to cause injury. Insurance companies very often come up with these bogus studies that they try to show because crash test dummies, the sensors in those dummies didn't show a significant force in an impact. Therefore, someone cannot be injured. This is very misleading, and they try to put this in front of the juries, but we're able to impeach these so-called experts because, first of all, people are not crash test dummies. People are flesh and blood, and every human is individual. So there are many factors that we can bring to the jury and to settlements which would distinguish one accident from another. When someone's injured in a rear end type of accident, they may suffer an injured neck because we have this whiplash type of injury where a person goes to and fro. Initially, their head goes back towards the impact and then it goes forward. And this whipping of the head back and forth has great potential for injury in the neck. Also, people may suffer low back injuries from rear end accidents. Again, insurance companies have tried to sell to the public that rear end type of accidents should not hurt somebody's low back because they have a seat belt across their lap and across their shoulders, and therefore the head may move back and forth, but the back, and especially the lower back, will not move much. This is also a bogus argument because it all depends, again, on the individual. It depends on the age of the person, how much prior injury they might have or prior conditions they may have in their lower back, which make them more susceptible to injury. Again, it depends on whether they were looking straight ahead or turning from side to side when the impact happened, and other factors that go into play. So we call out the insurance companies on these types of arguments because they are bogus. It doesn't matter whether there's large property damage or small. What's more important is the individual. So when an injured person who has been hurt in a rear end accident comes into my office, whether they've hurt just their neck or back, or whether they've suffered a head injury because of their head going back and forth, we treat them all as individuals. And that's how we get the maximum compensation for our clients in rear end accidents.
Hi there. I am an AI avatar reading a real Google review by Lionel Coleman. Mr. Castranova was nothing less than a blessing. Going to court in pain is stressful beyond belief. But not only did he ensure I was comfortable, he did everything in his power to fight for my case. Best attorney around. Hands down. Thanks for your review, Lionel Coleman. It's appreciated.
It went very well with the lawyer. I highly recommend him 100%. All the staff are very friendly and they help you with any questions. Thanks for your review, Luis Enrique Lopez. It's appreciated.
I love the effort and dedication he provides to his clients. I highly recommend anyone that is in any type of personal injury crisis to come here. You will not be disappointed.
I can't say enough good things about Eli. Having worked for numerous attorneys, he is my favorite. He has handled numerous cases for my family, and I from personal injury to medical malpractice. He has exceeded our expectations every time.